All right, we're actually here at the Joe in Charleston, South Carolina with the guru of fun, Mike Veeck. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. The guru of fun. I like that.
I was going to go Godfather, but I didn't know
I'm
if that
old
was-
enough.
if-
Yeah, you're right. Guru works better.
If that was appropriate. You know, in honor of the launch of the Migala Report, we've been asking fans on Twitter in the sports business to post some questions. So we've got some questions for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
All
I
right.
love that.
So one of the first questions that we got asked was if you have a staff that's not embracing the fun is good philosophy and you can kind of sense it, what do you do?
The number one thing you do is find somebody to blame. Every good organization has one man or woman that everybody doesn't like. You got to keep them. The conventional wisdom is fire them. No, 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 no. It keeps you from turning on one another and eating the young. All you do is have this one person that everybody can dislike. And those people usually love that role because they understand that they're basically unlikable. And so they kind of savor it. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to look in the mirror, because if you have 5 or 6 or 7 people who aren't enjoying it, that's probably your fault. And if you report to an owner who comes in and creates an atmosphere of fear, then you have to have a very difficult but very pointed conversation and say, my guys will be 6 times more productive in terms of sales and customer service if you either stay out of here or at least limit your visits, so that come in when you're happy. Don't come in when you're going to tear somebody a new one.
I think somewhere somebody just tweeted that 6 times more productive with fun is good.
It's an astounding thing, but I mean, you think about 80% of what we do in a day, we do in 20% of our time. So that means we do what we like to do, what we're engaged in. And that's where so many businesses, I think, miss the idea. These revolutions, the revolution of fun, can start with 1 or 2 people around a coffee machine. Put a coffee machine in your office or in the most vociferous of your employees, a gathering point where they can come in and visit, have a cup of coffee, have a couple opinions that they know aren't necessarily going to be a reflection of the company's, and you become the unofficial HR director. It's easy, and that's how the evolution of fun can start.
So Ben Hill of Ben Biz from minorleaguebaseball.com, his question that he asked, and I think it's something that a lot of people in minor league baseball feel, and especially all of sports, if money were no object and you could do a promotion, what's one that you would love to do?
Right now, or in a few moments, like you and I worked on the Yorktown, the home run hitting contest, which was a huge success. I thank you for that. I thank Miller, our sponsor. I thank Josh for getting the deal done and believing. That would be Josh Keitzler. So this is all, you know, everybody gets their chops in this. But I have an idea about that involves holograms that I think could be really something. As you know, the Magic Box has been with me a long time. I have a home run effect that I have been unable to sell, but that I think would finally get the exploding scoreboard off my back. I don't mind being Bill Veeck's kid. I'm 61. It's a little late in my life to be Bill Veeck's kid, but I'm fine with that. I just don't want to be the son of the guy who invented the exploding scoreboard. I want to have my own toy, and I think I got that. So those 2 are ones that I really want to see done.
Yeah, what about, and we've talked a lot about this, even the experience of the Yorktown, of selling an idea, overcoming the objection of, you know, when it's rooted in fun or creativity. Our good friend, actually Russell from the New York Jets, really wants to ask this question of, how do you overcome an objection when fun is involved in help selling your idea internally?
Well, it's very easy for me, because one of my favorite stories is that people go to a Jimmy Buffett concert and one of our partners, and the fact is that there is no Margaritaville. It doesn't exist. It's not a geographic location. And yet Jimmy Buffett sells leather jackets at his concerts. He introduced that to the Stones. It's the largest grossing per cap show is a Jimmy Buffett concert. And you think, what do? You go in and you buy these $10 margaritas. You go in and you buy shirts that are unbelievably expensive. And you do it happily because for this 3 hours, you're going to join Mr. Buffett and go to Margaritaville, which doesn't exist. You know, even back in the days when I could drink a lot, it didn't exist. But this is selling fun. And I think it always comes down to the bottom line. I think that when you have people who are so resistant to fun, you have to find a way to show them the mathematical relationship. When I say to people, Harry Carey started singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the south side of Chicago, they kind of think about it, and if they're historically accurate, they go, okay, well, that's true. And then you think the rule of the 4 I's. It's the Migala Report. You know, this is the kind of thing that you do. It's imagination plus irreverence, incongruity, integrity, and that equals innovation and income. You have to build an actual algorithm, if you will, but a mathematical relationship between fun and income. And that you use whatever your particular strength is, but service drives the experience, which drives the memory. And people have to understand service, customer service, call it whatever you will, client service. You know, you and Josh never quit on the sponsorship for the Yorktown. I was forever indebted. You and I drove over the bridge, looked at Yorktown, go, this would be kind of fun to do. It wasn't rocket science, but it was because passionately you and I believed so much in that idea. That's what sells it. But service drives the experience, which drives the memory. You take care of the people in your ballpark or in your bastion, and you make sure they enjoy themselves, and when they get home they go, that was a pretty good thing, and I'm going to pay more the next time I go.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's obviously, that's the process, and then you're on to the next one. So one of the Twitter posters also asked something you know a lot about, going out with a bang, and you know, the magic of that. Any thoughts of advice to some young sports business executives on, you know, really to make sure that a promotion ends with the rightful bang at the end?
I'll go back to using the Yorktown, not so much because, you know, we were involved, it's nice, but more importantly because it was recent. It was recent. It was 3 months ago or 4 months ago or whatever it was. And it won, you know, the Golden Bobblehead or whatever some of those silly awards are, and that's very nice to win. But the really important lesson was that promotion went viral. You and I always laugh about, you say, well, it was 20 seconds, and I say it was 50 seconds. Okay, well, let's have the difference, and we'll say, what is that, 35? Okay, we're both right. People today have the opportunity to have a great idea and instantly see if it's a great idea, if it works. And that is an advantage that even to Disco Demolition, you had to wait to see my demise for 6 hours until the papers came out, or you had to hear it. Now you can instantly evaluate, and it still is, and this is what I love about the business, it still has to be a great idea. But now it's so much easier when you did the foul pole in San Diego. It was instant. People are at the ballpark, they take a picture of it, and it goes viral. And so that's a huge advantage that people have, and it means, why waste your time trying to get local? That's what I love. We're not going to get local advertising. When I got to St. Paul with the Saints, in the town with the Twins, the Vikings, now the Wild, the Timberwolves, the Gopher rule. They told me I'm not going to get any local advertising. Why not go for national? Why not go for national? Don't waste your time. Go for a big idea. And if it fails, no one's going to cover it. They didn't expect it.
Yeah, I think part of the genius of Fun is Good, I try to read it annually, obviously, is it's removing fear from the idea, right? So if you're reaching from the bang, think big, think globally, and I think that there's some great lessons in there. I'm curious. We asked all the Twitter followers in the sports business world to ask you a question. Now we've got this great audience as we close. Do you have a question for you want to throw back to the Twitter audience in the sports business world?
Yeah, absolutely. My question is so singular in its, what is the idea that equally marries the people in the stands, the people at home? So the people at your sporting event enjoy it just as much as the people vicariously do. What is that proper marriage or balance that comes up, and what kind of promotion is it that gets people to immediately respond at home and respond in the seats? Because I don't want to destroy their experience. People come to minor league games to be loved. People go to major league games to see their heroes. But what is it that balances? I don't want to lose the being able to take care of Sally and being able to take care of Jimmy in the stands, but what makes Sally and Jimmy at home as electrified as the people in the ballpark? What's that? What kind of a promotion? Not what is the promotion, but what kind of promotion stimulates everybody to go, you're not going to believe it.
Well, you're not going to believe it. Seeing is believing. We're grateful for having Mike here, obviously, today. Through the magic of Twitter, with 140 character questions or less, the real thing is that much better. Thanks for the questions, and look forward to doing more of these in the future.